Hello and welcome to CR Wrestling Commentary. So, topic, Ring of Honor missing out on Danhausen of some sort. So, Danhausen's a wrestler with a good persona. You know, he's very evil. And look, I haven't heard a bad promo. And when I first saw him on Ring of Honor, it was against Brian Johnson, the Mecca. And I like Danhausen. I like Brian Johnson, really. I like Brian Johnson. I thought there were things in that match that didn't have to happen. But Brian Johnson came back, Danhausen didn't. And I like Danhausen. Cedra likes Danhausen too. For those that are wondering, it's like, well, how does Cedra feel about it? Cedra likes Danhausen as well. And so I'm trying to figure this out because they had him up there, then he didn't come back. But as I said, Brian did. And I don't know what Danhausen's been doing anywhere else. I don't stalk wrestlers. I just don't. You know, if I go to YouTube and I'll just put in their name and they pop up somewhere, okay, I'll probably take a look, but that's probably. I don't understand Ring of Honor. They want to make money. Do you know how wrestling companies make money? They get the talent that can not only put, but keep asses in seats. And then if that person's viable enough, build that person up to draw more asses to seats. There you go. That's the bare bones basics of it. All right. There's a lot of other stuff, but we're going to just keep to the bare bones. So what I don't understand is that Danhausen, people they've been buying cameos so that he can basically, in a sense, talk to Jim Cornette or Cronet as he'll. I'm wondering if the dude mistyped and he's just going on the mistype, or the typo, whichever you want to say, of some sort. So Danhausen has I can't place where he is stealing his speech, but I have heard that type somewhere before. It's not the third person. It's being able to use a part of your name to latch on to other things like Fanhausen, or, you're a Jimmy Hausen or something Hausen. And he's doing that perfectly. It just rolls right off the damn tongue for him. So he's had lots of practice. But here's the thing. By him being exposed to Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette, who I was like, if he does not like Danhausen, this is before the first cameo of Danhausen or anything of Jim Cornette even seeing or hearing anything about Danhausen. This is way back when I saw him on Ring of Honor. I was like, Cornette gotta like both of these guys. So far, Cornette hasn't had anything else to say. Now, you're probably wondering, why is Jim Cornette so on your tongue about Danhausen or anybody? I will get to that. I will. And it will be short because I'm not able to sit here long. Okay? So, Danhausen is now in the area where Cornette has been listening to him. And I'm like, if he doesn't like him, something's wrong. So then when he heard the first cameo of Danhausen, that is when I was like, okay, before he even listened to that first cameo, I was like, if Danhausen doesn't do the AEW thing, and he's like, I'm going to be full persona and whatnot, Cornette has got to love this guy. Then Brian Last plays Danhausen. What's the damn mic? Okay, there we go. Dark shirt, dark mic. Okay, so I feel like it's all up at my throat. So what happened? Brian Last and Jim Cornette like Danhausen. First promo, first time they like him. It's not negative. And I was like, they have got to fall in love with this guy. And people keep buying cameos from Danhausen for Cornette to hear. And I'm like, Cornette is digging this guy. He is digging him. And then more recently, the one on the pizza, if you all have not heard that, you can, for those that haven't heard it, Jim, it's an actual ongoing thing here and there about Jim Cornette and Brian Last's different tastes in pizza. And so they sent that to Danhausen, and Danhausen, he weighed in on it, and it was a cameo for Brian Last, and then one for Jim Cronin, as he would say. So these two, you can hear it. They're marking out for him. And Cornette likes him so much, he's like, I don't want to see him wrestle. I don't want to see him do anything because I like this guy and I don't want it ruined. That is how bad AEW and all of these other shows have craptacularly destroyed and traumatized everybody who does love and respects actual, legit, professional wrestling and not this crap. That's what it is. So I'm trying to figure out why Ring of Honor has not re-signed Danhausen so far that I know of. You might go, I haven't gone to the website of Ring of Honor thing. They might say that he's on the roster, but you don't see him on TV. And he should be on TV. I would use him in a weird way, but it would be what it is. Danhausen, when I said I was going to get into it, why Jim Cornette has got to be on my lips about this, because Jim Cornette has hundreds of thousands of viewers. A lot of them don't even subscribe on YouTube. They just go other places and listen to the podcast. That's why it's called a cult of Cornette. Jim Cornette has legitimately raised and lowered the ratings and views for wrestling shows on TV. He has done that. So when Cornette talks, people listen. Cornette likes Danhausen. Do you know what that's done for Danhausen? That's made him very popular overnight. That means Danhausen has a lot of followers now. People that can't wait to see him somewhere. And if you want to be smart about it, and you're Ring of Honor, and your goal is to make money, put him on the roster, make sure that he's not a garbage wrestler, just get the best people there who's been trained by the best people to evaluate this guy and see what's really going on. Don't change his persona. That's fine. In-ring antics, don't really change those because it fits his persona. But in terms of being polished as a professional wrestler and certain things, little things here and there to do and not do, they can correct these things. And because he has a following, and Ring of Honor doesn't have a strong following, this means people want to see Danhausen. That's going to put asses in seats. Basically, eyes on the screen. That's going to get your views up on YouTube. And then you can start doing higher tier internet pay-per-views. It makes sense to hire someone that's not going to cost a lot, but will bring you a lot. See what I'm saying? Ring of Honor, right now, as I speak, because I don't know what's happening at this moment or tomorrow, but at this moment, from my eyes, Ring of Honor is missing out on making more money. They're missing out on hiring someone that should be stolen from the clutches of outlaw type wrestling. It's an outlaw for a reason. And I think that if Hunter Johnson, as they keep exposing him, Delirious, and I think he trusts Jim Cornette. I would think, if I were him, I'd want to find and hire Danhausen. Get in here. Let's see what you can do for real. Retrain you up to do other things. Work within your size and see how we could have you get some wins and look good. And ultimately, maybe someday down the road, get you a title. Titles aren't necessarily needed. But sometimes when you put somebody on a title run, it adds a little flavor. It does. But that's neither here nor there right now because Danhausen ain't even in the company. But they need him. They need him because of the number of people that are, liking him, following him. They're paying this guy to talk to someone else. You want those people watching your show. You do. If you haven't heard Danhausen's promo, his first promo and talking about gimmick and whatnot, you've missed out. Find it. Find it, just Jim Cornette on Danhausen or something like that, and it should pop up. But beautiful. And that is the one thing when Danhausen talked about the gimmick and things like that, I was like, Cornette best not dislike him or I am going to stop listening to Cornette. That is how good Danhausen is where he is. He's protecting the business. No matter how exposed it is, he's still protecting it. And that's good. And we need more people like that have a good work ethic and can learn to be professional wrestlers. So he's small, yeah, but I think he's worth it. I do. I hope that he does not prove me wrong. So that's all it is for that. I've got my show, season 1, episode 1 of Pain and Agony Wrestling showing. Because I am not going to draw anything. I'm not going to waste 4 hours trying to draw a picture of anything to put up here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to look on the internet to find a picture of it because then it might be some kind of copyright strike because of a picture or some crap like that. So what do you think about that? Showing stuff in the background. Does it matter to you, the listener, the viewer? If I have something in the background or not, does it matter? I know it's Alzanta and Zemo times 2. I know you two listen. So I want to know, does it matter about the background? Like, I just minimize it anyway, so it don't matter. If that's the case, then you know what? I don't have to worry about that. I just think there's some people that just that listen, but they also want something to watch. So I just put that up there. I put random stuff up here for your eyes, mainly. And also, you can also see where you can also get a hold of me. And yeah, the aspiration, the CR banking, yeah, that's real. That's not my bank, but I think that's a place that's worth it. I am banking there. I don't use any other place. All right. Except for credit union. I use them because they aren't for profit. That's one thing I like about credit union. They're not for profit. And aspiration is the same way. So yeah, let me know what you think, how you feel about this stuff. And hey, as always, as I say, thank you for listening. You can listen to anyone else at this moment, but you chose to listen to me. If there's a topic you want me to bring up or talk about or something like that, go ahead and mention it down there. If you got questions on certain things or you want to know how much I know or what I know, I'm not into the gossip of wrestling. I'm just not. I got better things to do. I don't watch WWE. AEW is a freak time once every 7 to 12 or 16 months thing. Or if I do see it, it's because it's quiet in here and I need some noise. And I can't watch something that I want to see because I'm not going to get anything done. So I gotta have background noise. So I gotta put on something that's noisy, but I don't care to look at. and it's for free. So you know they ain't getting any money from me. So let me know what you think about this, the stuff in the background and stuff. You know, is it needed? Is it not needed? Is there something you'd rather see? TV, the road, or I could just load the game, which is already loaded, and then just run random matches and select stuff as I go, as I talk. It's up to you. You know, let me know what suits you, you know. So, you know, again, and finally, you know, hey, been Central Kennedy for CR Wrestling Commentary. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.